Okay, champ, grab your pen and paper. I'll give you a list. Let's start with the Inflation Reduction Act, which was the largest investment in the future of energy, which is renewables. Uh, that bill also contained a provision which allowed Medicare, the largest insurer in America, to finally negotiate drug prices, bringing down the cost of prescriptions for millions of Americans. Then you have the CHIPS and Science Act, which was money given to build semiconductor manufacturing facilities in the United States. That provision would allow America to once again be a leader in the semiconductor space, taking jobs away from overseas and bringing them to America. High paying jobs, mind you, manufacturing jobs, mind you. Then you have the PACT Act for veterans, which allows veterans to seek health care I believe it's for inhalation of toxic fumes that they incurred while serving in the Middle East. Then you have the first major gun safety legislation in decades. He took out the leader of Al Qaeda, historic job growth, historically low unemployment, expanded the NATO alliance. American Rescue Plan led to the fastest jobs recovery in history. Not only that, but it also provided the child tax credit for millions of Americans, and it also gave millions of Americans money to help them through the pandemic. Then you have the once-in-a-generation infrastructure investment that he did, which allows America to finally rebuild its crumbling infrastructure, not only adding jobs, but also improving American infrastructure, which is important. Aside from that, he rallied our allies in support of Ukraine and basically tied NATO closer than it's been in the past 50 years, right? He tied them all together. On the more domestic front, the confirmation of Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first African-American woman on the Supreme Court. He ran with the first African-American woman as his running mate, Kamala Harris. So he's given voice to millions of African-American women. He passed an executive action which gave federal workers a pay raise of $20 nationally, federal workers. And I mean, I mentioned quite a few already, I believe. And keep in mind, this has only been 2 years, less than 2 years that he's been in office. So yeah, even with holding 50-50 split Senate, right? He was able to accomplish all this. Imagine what he'd be able to accomplish now with 51 seats.